In this video, we're going to be talking about work tickets and planning out your day. At the beginning of the day or your shift, you should grab your educator's book and pull out the tickets. This is when we focus on rebook dates and product history. To find the rebook date, you just look at the last date that your client visited, and then you go on the column and count how many weeks it's been. Then when you find out how many weeks it's been since their last visit, you write the weeks up at the top so you know when it's time for them to book how long it's been since their last visit. Now you can go ahead and write the 1, 2, 3 on the ticket. That's later going to be for product recommendations. Next, it's very important to look at product history. There is 2 ways to do this. You can click on the client's profile straight off of your column, click on transactions history, and then you can select retail only to see just the product history. But this also tells us if they've gotten brow waxes before treatment, so it is a good thing to look at. Now on the back of the ticket, you'll want to write down any products that they've bought before. That way your educator and you can discuss that later. This shows us what our clients have already bought. That way we can ask them if they like it, or make sure they know how to use it correctly, but it also helps us know what we should recommend to help add to the regimen. Now, if you click on someone's profile but you don't see any product history, this only shows 1 year of history, so there's a possibility that they have bought something but it's been a long time. So you can actually look up the client by name, you can search their last name, click on their profile, and you can see a further history from here. You can see here I'm clicking on retail products only, and they have bought product, it's just been a long time. So it's a good idea to go ahead and find your product history this way, that way you get more accurate results. So this next client has no product history whatsoever, so go ahead and write that on the back of the ticket. That way you and your educator can just be aware of that. At the end of each appointment, or you can do this throughout, it's time to write down the services performed and your product recommendations. So this is very important to keep track of what you and your educator have done, that way they can be charged correctly. And it's the associate's responsibility of taking care of the tickets, but just remember, if you don't write the service on the ticket, the front desk is going to have no way of knowing that that service was performed, and you should always discuss the work tickets with your educator before it's taken to the front desk. That way your client is being charged correctly. This is also the time to write product recommendations that you and your educator have discussed about, and don't forget to take one product up with your client and the work ticket to the front desk. Next, it's very important to enter any formulas that your educator might have written down or they asked you to write down. Be very thorough and specific. You'll thank yourself later. So to enter the formula into the system, you will double click the formula, look up the client's last name. They may or may not already have a formula entered into the system. If you don't see their name, then just go to the corner and press New. Enter their client ID, and then just go from there. So like I said before, be as descriptive as possible when entering the formulas. Make sure to state which color line was used, and if there's multiple formulas, which one is for the scalp, which one's for the ends, and etc. Yeah. finished entering the formula, make sure and click Save. There will be some situations where you'll have a client that doesn't have a ticket. So what's required on a ticket is the name, first and last, whatever services were performed, a pre-book date at the top corner, 3 product recommendations, and the stylist's name.